there's a relational map in your family. We've been kind of alluding to that all this time about we each have a relationship with each other. There's the whole collective, but then there's also like me with kid number one, me with kid number two, me with kid number three, and then kid number three with kid number one. And like there's a lot of like different connections there. And so wanting to foster each of those. And so we would kind of I was the one that was kind of in charge of this for our family. And I would choose who went with who. And I usually did it based on who was getting along the least. Like, ooh, you two need to get over whatever burr you have under your saddle this last week, and you're gonna do something fun. So they each figured out ways to do stuff with each other that was things that they would like. So it's like, yes, I know you're 11 and she's 3, so she's probably gonna want to like play a game or do jump rope or have you pull her around in the wagon or whatever. And so the older ones would have to learn how to play with a younger kid, and then the younger ones would learn how they would think it's so cool to have the attention of the older sibling. Um, and the ones that maybe were closer in age, they learned how to like overlap and do things that they enjoyed together. Like, our kids liked to read to each other. So there was like a book series that this one was reading to this one, and no one else could listen because it was just their thing. And so then they started spending more time one on one with that sibling just so they could finish this book in a non one on one, sanctioned time or whatever. So it ended up being really cool to watch what it did with their relationships with each other. And then they got to know, as they got older, we had questions that they should ask each other. Like you can't just hang out and watch something, or, you need to also be asking each other these questions like, what was the hardest part of your week this week? Or it's a version of like, what's a high and a low, like that kind of thing. But helping them be able to articulate that with each other was super helpful. Even just saying like, what's a way I can pray for you this week? Because they like bringing the spiritual component into their relationship with each other instead of just like fun and games has become really important. So now they kind of know each other's weaknesses, even their spiritual weaknesses. And so they can kind of cover each other in those instead of like laughing at them or making fun of them. They are like, ooh, I know she's really sensitive about that. I'm going to try to like, not point that out or cover her over. And they're used to like praying for each other now. So I think that's those are just some ways we've done one-on-ones throughout the years. And if we have an odd number, which we have an odd number, so I would kind of honestly, sometimes I would be the one that would sit out because I'm going to automatically make a point of connecting with each one of my kids throughout the week. And so I would leave myself out and make sure that the other 6 got paired up.